Good morning, millennials. It doesn't feel like a good morning.
Honestly, I just put so much energy into saying that. I need a few. You wake up with puffy eyes, makes it harder to do your makeup,
And
then
it
you get
hurts
mascara
here.
on your eyelids, and then you're in a bad mood.
I did the weirdest thing this morning. That's so funny that you said that. For the past maybe month, there has been an eyelash on my left eye.
That's ingrown?
That's wrong. No, it's not ingrown. I use that serum, and I really feel like I just lather it all over. That like I had an eyelash grow like on my eyelid. Like
Yeah.
it was not on my lash line. It was like an inch up, and it was every time I would curl my lashes and like start to do my mascara, like this one fucking eyelash would just like go rogue. And today I tweezed it. I just feel like it's weird to tweet.
Did it hurt?
I thought it was really gonna hurt. I didn't feel it at all. I pulled it and I think I didn't get it, and then I looked and it was there.
Does your serum work?
Yes. Oh my God.
Snitch. How would you
I
pronounce
was
the word?
just thinking that because you said it so weird.
How would you pronounce the word S-E-R-U-M?
Serum.
Serum. And does it have spirit?
Serum has spirit with a lot of lyrics.
Serum. No.
Serum has spirit with a lot of
But
lyrics.
serum is like the word where you actually say it like that. Like,
Right.
But spirit, no, it's spirit, and lyrics, it's lyrics, not lyrics.
But for Snitch, it's whatever she wants it to be. And she's getting her ears parsed later today.
I would like to really give a major shout out of appreciation to the toasters because not one person has mentioned the 3 shirts I've been wearing on rotation probably for the last month of shows. But because I'm moving, like I really have just given up on my apartment. Like my shit is everywhere. Like I can't wait to move to my new apartment just to find all the clothes that I've purchased in the past 2 years.
Right.
Like
because
this-
you actually shop a lot.
Yes, I know.
And then you say that you don't have clothes, and then you wear the same 3 shirts, but like you're getting incoming packages. You're always talking about your ASOS orders.
I know.
But then you never show us
Because
what you got.
it is like I get an ASOS sweater with like a blouse that I love, I wear it, I clean it, and then once it comes back for the laundry, who knows where it could go.
Yeah.
But in my new apartment, I have a major, huge walk-in closet. So like I will be able to see all my clothes. To see your clothing is an amazing thing. I don't see my clothing.
I see my clothing now, but for 2 years, I literally lived out of a sleepover bag because
Yeah.
I would like pack my bag every night. Like I'd just go to my friend's house to go to Zach's. And so like I had to pick my clothes out every night. I was always between places. It was so hard. But now that I have like a closet where I can see everything, I hope it's paying off.
Yeah.
Like I hope you guys are realizing a difference.
And like just to have all my bags be in one place where
That-
like
your
they can be
shoes.
taken care of. Yeah, and my closet has a shoe wall. Like I'm so excited. So until then, my life doesn't start till November 4th.
Till October 1st, when you get
Yeah.
your $200 back.
I can't believe it's been a year. Oh my God.
Well, we have to do something for the 1 year
Of course,
anniversary.
of course. Maybe we should have him on.
Or like have the
let's
real
call
Lin-Manuel.
him.
Let's call.
Let's call him on the show.
But is that still illegal, or it doesn't matter because like?
Why? I'm not going to say his name.
Or it doesn't matter because we're like
We're
flying
not a
by
part
the
of
seat of our pants.
You know, we're not. Back when we were had a major media company behind us, we couldn't do things like that, but now we can.
Totally. That's crazy that it's been a year. Time really flies. Speaking of time flying, this is our last show here till Wednesday because tomorrow, holiday weekend, the final Summer Fridays at Pine House, and you know we're not going to
This
squander.
is Carole Radswell's last good summer.
You know we're not going to squander that opportunity.
No.
Monday is Labor Day, so I hope you guys are enjoying not
The
laboring.
labor.
Tuesday you're moving.
Whoop whoop, yeah.
And
whoa.
I would do a snitch on the toast situation, except she has her first day of class, so I'm taking that as a sign for me to take the day off too.
Wait, you know what I thought about yesterday that I would love to get some advice from my fellow toaster dog moms? Is it's probably really confusing for Theo because like
To move.
he's gonna like leave, like he just always leaves an apartment and like never come back to the place where he grew up. Do you know what I mean?
I do, and I feel like at first maybe he'll be confused, but I feel like Theo is just gonna adapt. Like he's an adapt or die sort of dog.
I couldn't agree more. And my manager Seth, he's like, you have to like take Theo to Jackie's and then bring him back when all the boxes are unpacked because it can be very alarming. But I feel like his dog is just psychotic. Like Theo's normal and fine and he'll adjust.
And also Theo like goes with the flow. Like Theo's a lot of things. He's definitely beautiful. He's definitely not very smart. But
That's
he
true.
definitely goes with the flow. He's a team player, and I don't think he'll hold you up. I think he's gonna be excited for mom and dad that they're moving on up in the world.
And I think he really believes like home is where the crate is.
Home is where the crate is, and like I feel like he's ready to move on up in the world. Like you guys are going like swanky style, and I feel like Theo is ready for a little more fabulousness in his life.
I'm like a little scared because my building is like really adult. Like me and Ben are definitely the youngest people, maybe by like 20 or 30 years.
You're worried about Theo's behavior?
No, no. It's a dog friendly building. There's tons of dogs. And I got a full-time dog walker. I'm no longer using WAG.
What?
Because it's like a fancy building and if like every day it's like a new person, they're gonna be like, what?
Right.
And now that I started thinking about like finding a dog walker, I realized how expensive WAG is, and it's really good for like when you're in a bind. But to rely on it like when you're working is not smart because now that I'm like thinking of how many WAGs I've done in the past year, it's like, oh my God.
It's literally like Uber for dogs.
Yes. So it's
Is
like I'm supplying 2 people's full-time Ubers.
Is he going to be walking with other dogs? Like,
No,
is he going to have walk friends.
Well, people are really like against that, and I'm not, because I think it's great like for socialization, but it is harder to focus. And like in New York, when there's cars everywhere, it's probably better just to have one dog per person. But I'm not gonna be bad if Theo was walking like with one other dog. He loves dogs.
I feel like it depends on the dog walker. Like sometimes
Yeah.
they like put them all on one leash and it's like anarchy.
Yeah,
But if the
no.
dog walker like has like a good system and is keeping an eye, and I think like 3 dogs it could be nice for Theo.
And I'm just excited because now we're moving way closer to a park, and I just think Theo will just
thrive.
He'll thrive. He's such a park boy.
Yeah, he'll definitely like lose weight.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. He really needs a haircut, but like, you don't understand. I can't do anything until I move. Like, I can't be bothered with anything.
Well, luckily for you and for us, you are moving in 4 days.
Like, Margot was at my house. Like, it's gross.
Mm-hmm.
I've stopped caring.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice now because you used to be super crazy.
Yes.
But now it's just boxes everywhere.
It's boxes, and it's like the laundry, I'm not putting it away. Like, we're packing it in 2 days.
Claudia, you never put away your laundry.
I can't be bothered with just all this crap. And this new apartment comes with a storage unit. So like all my suitcases that like I have no place for, storage. I'm going to be a queen.
I'm excited for you.
Me too.
Anyways, are we ready to jump into, this seems so abrupt.
I
Yesterday
know.
we took 40 minutes before we started talking about the stories.
Anything else? By the way, yesterday was the first time I've really watched our show. I never watch our show.
You
it's
watched
like,
yesterday's episode.
Yeah, because it's like there's nothing I can do about it. It's happened, and like I just give myself pits by like overanalyzing things that I said. I'm like, was that offensive? Like I give myself a pit. So I just think it's better to wash my hands of the whole situation. But I saw a little clip, and I like thought I looked so skinny yesterday. So I just watched like 20 minutes, and I was like, damn, we're good.
We are good.
What a good
Things
show.
are like popping. The toast is piping hot, you guys.
We are. Oh my god. I mean, merch 2.0 is definitely coming, and it's a more elevated design merch.
And like more elevated design, like people are giving their ideas and they're so funny. Like a lunchbox
Amazing.
that says the businesswoman special, done.
Or a briefcase.
A briefcase that says the Mackenzie file.
Oh, right.
But those need to be limited edition because how many of you would actually buy
Use
that?
I mean, I would use it just because like that's epic, but like it would need to have a strap.
Yeah, I would use a cool looking briefcase. There's not cool looking briefcases for women.
Okay, really? Because
Gap in the market.
Ben was like all about how he doesn't have a briefcase, and Ben like refuses to wear a backpack, which I love him because I hate when adult men wear backpacks, like North Face backpacks. I hate it. Like I just hate it. Like have a side bag. A backpack is not. I'm not down.
I agree. My man wears a backpack,
Does he?
but he wears a nice Toomey backpack, so it's the lesser of all evils, but it's still a backpack. And you know what, Ben, you got him a gorgeous briefcase.
Well, so that's what I was gonna say. I got Ben like literally for Hanukkah. Like I really like invested. It was like a hunter emerald green. This like a beautiful leather Louis Vuitton. Even Louis Vuitton makes mistakes. Me and Margot watched the first episodes of Real Housewives of New York last night.
I saw in your story.
Oh my god.
What do you think, Snitch?
It was good. I don't really think it's what the show is like now, though.
Of course
it was
not.
so different.
But honestly, it's like I don't know how we stuck with it because it was such a bad show back then. Like the ladies weren't even friends.
No, but like this was so new. This whole concept was so new that we were just like so happy to be along for the ride, to have a peek into the Countess's home when her children have lice.
Well,
like that is shocking. Now the bar is so high because they keep having to one up themselves.
The most shocking thing is I don't think we really realized Luann's fall from grace, and the way that people like regard Sonia as like having this life, and then like now she's like the spinster. That's Luann. I totally forgot. First of all, Luann's townhouse.
I know.
Luann's house in the Hamptons.
I know.
She was at a ceremony getting an award. Like I really forgot.
The American Heart Association.
Yes, I really forgot what her life was like with the Count. And she's like playing golf, and like Jill goes to see her, and she's like hugging her husband, and I was just like, oh my god. Like the way people feel about Sonia is now the way I feel about Luann.
Well, and then last night on the reunion, they sort of touched on that like all of this whole like fall from grace that she's had isn't because of the Tom thing. It's because like of the life that she lost, and like she just wants that love and that life back.
I know, and they spent a lot of time talking about her when she wasn't there, and I found that really boring.
I just found it annoying because it's like, I only wanted to hear from Bethenny because she obviously knows the tea. Dorinda Giovanni, like it's just, she talks about how she loves Luann and then says the nastiest things of all time about her, and then says, I can't wait to get back to where we were, even though I'm saying things that I can't take back right now.
Also, we're going to recap it later, but like Carole pulling out that list of like fake insults saying she wouldn't say that to her worst enemy, like those weren't even mean.
No, like Carole started at the top of the show with some like, she came in with some points, Bethenny came in with some points. By the end of the show, she was saying just complete nonsense. She said, I didn't talk bad about you on...
Not once.
Like that's a full-blown lie. Bethany never said I didn't talk bad about you. She just said, you talked bad about me too,
right.
And that's not bullying what I
totally.
said.
And wait, Jackie.
Like how... Do you not watch the show?
Oh, Carole saying that like she tried the whole season to get back to normal, but Bethenny wasn't interested. Like, that's just exactly the opposite of what happened. All we saw was like Bethenny making a constant effort, like texting, going to lunch, having conversations, and Carole was just like backing away. She's like, this is too much, which, by the way, she's entitled to feel like it's too much, but don't lie and say that you were trying to get back together and Bethenny wasn't, because it's literally the exact opposite.
It was so strange, and I feel like towards the end we got some justice, but it's like Carole got too much time to run her mouth and spew lies, and it's like,
Jackie.
if you weren't paying close attention this season, you might think she was right, but like, she's not.
Just because of the volume of like her and Dorinda yelling. Also,
like, if I watched Real Housewives the way I watch Bachelor in Paradise with like one ear open, I might believe Carole, because I don't know, I didn't pay attention to everything.
But Housewives audience are extremely invested, and they have overwhelmingly taken Bethenny's side. And we knew that Carole said, oh, shut the fuck up, Andy. Oh, you're so full of shit, Andy. But I didn't know that she said, oh, were you scared of her too?
And like, it was in that moment where any question you had about why Carole wasn't coming back next season was answered. So I'm excited for that.
I'm excited to recap, but let's keep going.
Okay, are you ready for the fast five stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast?
Yeah, sure, why not? I'm kind of hungry.
Okay, honestly, this week, you guys, Hollywood, celebrity, Elon Musk, be more interesting. I've been pulling teeth this week, but you know what? I'm also of the mind that no news is good news.
Of course. I mean, everyone is on vacation. The last week in August, it's like when all the rich people go to Saint-Tropez. Burning Man, yeah. So like, I guess we'll get back to our regular scheduled program maybe next week.
Hopefully after like a 5-day break, something interesting happens.
One thing.
Except of course the minute we wrap this show, like.
Yeah, Nick and Priyanka are pregnant.
Courtney's pregnant. Did you see the videos of Nick and Priyanka's families dancing at the engagement party? Like, it is so real.
What?
Like the moms, the two moms. Jonas' mom tweeted, thank you for being so, she tweeted a video of her and Priyanka's mom dancing, saying, thank you for being so patient with me and my bad dance moves. I miss you. # engagement party.
But like, you know that it's like a 26-year-old publicist wrote that, you know?
Do I?
I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore.
All I know is that they will stop at nothing to make us think it's true.
And now they're bringing their moms into it, which is just not cool, honestly.
Yeah. Maybe, I hope they all are getting along, at least have a good time with the lie.
Of course.
They got a trip to India. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And she's now being considered to be in Marvel something or other, so.
Right. Everyone's career is doing
Everyone's
well.
winning.
Success all around. I'm here
so
for
I don't
it.
really see Nick Jonas' star, like, rising from this. Like, what's happening to him?
He just put out a song.
I haven't even heard it.
Is it Good Snitch?
The one with like some DJ?
Yeah.
I listened to it and I didn't like it. I just don't
And
think
Margot likes everything.
I just don't think his music is very good.
Me neither.
It went from Olivia Copo Jealous to like...
Same. I don't even think he was destined to be a solo artist. Like, I think him and Joe and Kevin were all like mediocre at specific things, and them together were fantastic. Not one of them is really supremely talented at one certain thing.
Well, Joe got that memo because he started a band.
Right, and by the way, they're so successful, and they have like so many hits, and like that was a perfect transition out of the Jonas Brothers. Kevin, like now just realizing like maybe it wasn't his thing, and like being a family man and a businessman and living in New Jersey, perfect. I don't think that Nick Jonas was meant to be this like heartthrob solo singer. He's just not that good.
Well, then maybe that explains why he's out here thirsting with Priyanka, because he needs to like up his career.
Yeah, he needs to start a rise. Maybe that's possible.
Okay, well, our first story is that Kanye could be the only Kardashian who still likes Caitlyn Jenner. Kanye West hasn't completely excommunicated Caitlyn Jenner, unlike the majority of the Kardashian family. The rapper-designer sent Jenner and her rumored 22-year-old girlfriend, Sophia Hutchins, clothes from his new Yeezy collection and shared Jenner's response on Twitter. So Caitlyn texted Kanye a photo of Sophia wearing
the
all
Yeezy. It's so
Sophia,
metaphysical.
Also another Sophia,
Ooh.
wearing the Yeezy outfit, saying, Sophia loved the first set of looks your team left and went all Yeezy for her travel outfit today. We love your looks. Thanks again.
I really
fall... And then Kanye wrote, you're welcome, spelled
wrong.
Wrong grammar.
I really fall like in the middle of a lot of this Kardashian drama. Like when it comes to Kourtney versus the world, like I'm firmly on the team of the world. But with Caitlyn, like, I don't know, a part of me like feels for her. And I don't know. I don't know where to land here. And I love that Kanye like doesn't listen to the Kardashians. Like they all decided to hate Caitlyn and they're so loyal to one another that they hate Caitlyn. But like Kanye does whatever he wants and he can, and I like that.
I like that too, and I'm glad that like Caitlyn's not totally like thinking about Caitlyn's life like makes me sad
Me too.
sometimes. So I'm glad that she has like a little piece of family. Plus Caitlyn still does have like Brody and Brandon and Leah and like Bert. And I think there's one more girl, but I don't
Casey, yes, from the first marriage.
I don't know.
From the first marriage.
Yeah, she's like so low key.
And no, I just feel like he really had this amazing life, Bruce. And the one thing that was wrong with it was like he like living a lie, and it took 60 years for him to like untell that lie. And once he did, like things just went downhill.
Yeah.
It's like you have to lose your family in order to truly be yourself. And yes, he's totally guilty. Sorry, she's totally guilty for all the things she said about Chris. And like, she didn't help her circumstance. But at the same time, like, I just can't help but like feel sad for her sometimes.
Me too. Me too. And it must have been like hard to go from all the attention in the world to then all of a sudden, like, literally nobody cares about you.
Diane Sawyer, the book, the TV show, the tour, to nothing.
Right.
I wonder what her financial situation is. I'm just curious.
I think she does fine. Also, I don't think she has. Actually, now she probably has a lot of expenses. Like, Bruce didn't have a lot of expenses.
Right, but glam is expense.
And also, she loves like fast cars and helicopters.
Oh, right. Gadgets and gizmos aplenty.
And who's it's and what's its galore. That's an expensive hobby.
Remember when Chris used to make Bruce like keep his like 2 helicopters in the garage and he would have like no room in the house?
Yeah.
Like the mansion? That's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Honestly, like the good old days of like, so what, we're on season what of Kardashians? 15?
13. 10 years, season 13.
I really like think that the
I just said that with such certainty, like I know.
the peak
You're wrong.
Kardashian time was like season 7.
It's 15. Season what was season 7?
I don't know, but like the time when Kim was living in that house that I adore.
Pre-Chris Humphries or post-Chris Humphries?
Post.
Okay,
Actually,
so-
I don't know. But like, I don't think of it like that. I think of it like Rob was just starting to get fat, and they were like, he was still like normal, but like she caught Rob in her kitchen like eating Chinese food and getting a burger.
That was post-Chris, and I think that was during Kanye because that was when Rob missed the wedding because he felt fat. He wasn't like totally
When Kim
a
married
recluse
Kanye,
yet.
where was she living? In that house still?
I think so.
I
they
love
like
that
never
house.
had a home together.
I
her
know,
and Kanye.
and they still like don't. The Bel Air house, the sunken place, they keep moving.
They
They sold it to that Russian pop star.
who's on the show because that's part of her,
Her
real
deal.
estate deal is so weird. No, for me, the golden days, I don't know. Like there are a few. Like first of all, when the 3 girls were like what they thought was the height of their career, like doing Sears. Kim like pursues Chris because she thinks that's the best that she can
Carl's
do.
Jr.
But then after Chris Humphries, like they lost me hardcore.
Hardcore. He was such a nice boy.
He was such a nice boy, and like just because of the NBA lockout, and that's why I have a gripe with the NBA because
A gripe?
Yeah,
Is that a word?
I think gripe. Sorry,
Okay.
gripe. And
That sounds right.
I have a gripe with the NBA because if it wasn't for the lockout, Chris Humphries would have been working. He wouldn't have been home all the time, like being annoying and unemployed, and they could have made it work. Also, why were they living in a small apartment with Courtney and Scott? I do not know when they're at the top of the world.
Yeah, like those spin-offs where they went to like, it was so forced. Like when they went to Miami, Courtney and Chloe, like that was funny. They had a dash store, like it really made sense. When Courtney and Chloe went to the Hamptons,
That was the worst.
Chloe did not want to be there. Courtney's like boring and wanted to like live on a lake and like do yoga, and like that was really for her. And Chloe was out there even though she was just starting a relationship with French Montana, and she was like in such a bad place with the Lamar stuff, and she went as a good sister, and like that was the worst spin-off I think ever.
And not only were they not, like it made no sense, they weren't in the right place to do it, but it's also like the Hamptons are pretty boring unless you're like going out all the time, which they don't. So
No,
it's
they
like
don't
you're
go out all
just
the
in your
time.
house and by your pool, and that's it.
Yeah, and it's like there is like a very small like party scene in the Hamptons, but it's like private. They're not gonna fucking film it.
Right, and I don't even think they were hitting that up. This was like before everyone started drinking.
Yeah.
Except I think French and Chloe used to party.
Yeah, me too. That's why they dated.
Right.
But Chloe, you always forget, she's the youngest of those 3.
Right.
So like
That makes sense.
5 years ago, like she was us, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't blame her, but you just think of them as like old married ladies now.
Yeah.
But Chloe was a party girl.
So crazy. It's crazy how like the Gen is like every time you think they're at their height and then it's only like, you know, all good things must come to
Yep.
an end. Like it hasn't ended yet.
No, it's the Kris Jenner conglomerate with a K.
Interessante. Okay, switching gears a little bit. Meghan McCain cries during John McCain's Arizona service. Family and friends continue to mourn the death of John McCain after his brave battle with cancer. On Wednesday morning, the body of the late senator arrived at the Arizona State Capitol building. Soon after, select guests were able to walk up to the flag-draped casket and pay their respects. Cindy McCain patted the casket and then leaned over and kissed it. The couple's children, including a visibly upset Meghan McCain, followed close behind. When Meghan had a moment to visit, she was seen weeping before continuing with the memorial that landed on what would have been John's 82nd birthday.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, the View co-host was escorted by her husband, Ben, and stayed close to her brother, Jimmy McCain, during the service.
Her husband is like so hot.
No, they're so cute.
Wait, like I like have this special place in my heart for Meghan McCain. Like I just love her because like I love that she's like Bravo, and when she first came on The View, I follow The View on Twitter. I don't know why, because I just think they do like interesting topics sometimes, like when it's not about like politics and it's like about The Bachelor, and they have this like really like interesting like feminist view on The Bachelor. But she like was obsessed with her dad. Like you never saw someone like just talk about their dad so frequently.
Yeah.
And like what's so interesting is that in the Toasters group, which like can get very political sometimes, someone posted like no politics, just like really sad that John McCain died, and like literally every single comment was like from everyone was just like, yeah, so much respect.
That's so nice.
I know, and like I just like love Meghan McCain, and like I think it's so weird when they take pictures of people at funerals. Like when they took pictures of Bethenny at Dennis Shields' funeral, I think that was like the worst thing in the world, and it's just a perfect example of how disgusting the world is. Like not even a funeral
Is sacred.
of really a private citizen. He's not like he's not well known, and it makes sense because. John McCain is like a civil servant, and like that's just the world that we live in. But like it's just really sad that those pictures exist, and the pictures, which I think we are running, are just so sad.
So sad. The whole thing is really sad, and I hope they find peace.
Me too, and I'm happy that it happened while The View is off.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they take a hiatus. I think they're back in September, so like she'll have some time.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
I thought she was just missing work.
No, you can't miss The View.
Why? I feel like they always have subs.
Yeah, The View is like. By the way, there's like 2 people now leaving The View.
Who?
I don't. The 2 girls' names I don't know.
View drama.
No, I kind of do
I
only
know you
because
do.
Meghan McCain is like bringing The View into the 21st century, like having Auntie Cohen and Luann on. But I know there's Joy, who is like the scariest woman alive. I hope I never ever meet her. Whoopi, who just seems like the best and like so open-minded. Meghan, and then there's 2 girls, a blonde girl and a brunette girl who I don't know, and I believe that they're both leaving.
And who's coming in?
Well, there are rumors. I don't think it's come out yet. There are rumors that it's Ana Navarro. And I don't know who that is, but it's just so funny because she has the same exact name as my manager Seth's assistant. Like it's spelled the same way, and it's like when I got her email, I don't know, I was on Google. I'm like, she is a political activist. So now I just like laugh about it. I don't know if it's true, but she's rumored to be on.
Sarah Haynes is leaving, is what
That's the
people are
blonde
saying.
girl, yes.
Okay.
And I think maybe someone else or maybe not.
They said just one is leaving.
And I don't know what side of the aisle Sarah Haynes is.
Yeah.
But they try and fill it like with what she was.
They need to do a view of like such strong personalities with such differing polar opposite opinions, polarizing, but like about Bravo shows. Like
Totally.
Staunch Bethenny people and staunch Carole
And then
people.
staunch Courtney people and staunch like everyone else normal people.
And like staunch Leo people.
Yeah.
And staunch like just paradise.
That's
that
a
would
good
be
call.
so fun. Like people who like really feel so strongly about it.
Yeah. And maybe it's not even the same people. It's just like every week we're debating something else.
Right.
And it'd be called like Debate Club.
Yeah. Mock trial.
Yeah. Were you on the debate team ever?
Was I? I don't think so.
They would make you like debate weird shit.
Like debate team sounds like the scariest thing of all time.
Yeah.
It's like you have to, not only do you have to be smart, you have to, like, there's so many things you need to be smart, well-spoken, like, tough.
And sometimes you have to debate a topic that you don't even agree with. Like,
Right.
if it was like hypothetically, like you were talking about like pro-life versus pro-choice and you were taken aside and like that's not even what you believe, you would have to just debate it because you're mastering the art of debate.
Right, and it's like when Cher Horowitz is trying to explain why, you know, her birthday party, it's like, it was
I had
his
to haul ass to
it
the
was
kitchen.
his 50th birthday.
Yeah, it does not say RSVP on the Statue
of
of Liberty. No, totally. Debate Club sounds like the worst thing ever.
Totally.
But
Also,
The View also sounds like the worst thing ever.
The View is the debate club, grown up.
Totally. And like sometimes they're not grown up, and like when they get into it, like it's hilarious.
Also, what about Model UN?
I was on Model UN.
I know you were.
I had the greatest weekend of my life at Model UN.
What did you do?
There was the Model UN like
Where'd
summit.
you go?
It was like a big thing.
In the city?
No, it was like in Connecticut.
Wow.
I like had the most amazing time. It was really fun. It was like
Did you which country
like
prevailed?
charades.
Yeah, but which country
like the big
prevailed?
ones, like Russia, you know?
Really?
It's like it was just random what you got.
That's so interesting.
I know. I really liked it. And it was like there was the Model UN team, and me and all my friends like legit tried out as a joke, and we were arguing like something about Iran, and like I was in there, and like we were literally doing it just like to get on a team for college, and nobody made the team except for me, and then I was like, all right, I guess I'll stay. And then I like had the best time. You would make your little placard out of like a piece of paper, and you would like write your country and then like prop it up.
To all the boys I've loved before.
Right.
That guy was a cutie at the end.
The guy from Model UN?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I turned off the movie the first time before at the credits, and then like I was in my sleep and I was like, wait, there's a fifth guy.
Yeah, and throughout the movie, I was like, something funny is gonna happen with him, like, because we never heard from him.
Yeah, someone, Michelle Ferd, if you're a big five, you have the best time. I guess there's like a big five, like the best countries to be.
Interesting.
It's definitely like America, Russia, UK, Germany, France?
China.
China. Oh yeah, I forgot about the East.
China, and I guess it like depends what century you're in, because like.
Wait, and what's the topic? Like that's the thing. Like if it was about like industrialization and like my country was Mongolia, like I have nothing to add. Do you know what I mean? It was tough. It was almost unfair. It was unbalanced.
Totally. It's not fair that someone gets to be like the
Russia.
US.
Someone gets to be America and someone gets to be like Cambodia. That's just not fair. So it's like, but I had a great time.
Okay. Next up, U.S. Open is criticized for sexist double standard after Alize Cornet was penalized for briefly taking her shirt off. Alize Cornet was penalized at the U.S. Open for quickly removing her shirt and putting it back on, a move from the Open that critics are calling sexist. The chair umpire, Christian Rask, hit French player Cornet, who was ranked number 31 in the world, with the code violation, effectively a warning in the sport during her opening round match against Johanna Larsson on Tuesday. Cornet's code violation came during a scorcher in Flushing Meadows, Queens on Tuesday. It was so sweltering at the U.S. Open that the heat rule was in effect, permitting players to take 10-minute breaks to try to cool off and drink water after their second sets. Cornet was just returning from her 10-minute break when she appeared to realize her shirt was on backwards, and so Cornet, who was wearing a sports bra underneath, took it off to put it back on correctly. She was in disbelief and can be heard saying, "Violation for what? Really?" in a video of the moment when the umpire stated the violation.
Okay, so me and Margot went to the U.S. Open yesterday, and not as a player, but just as a human being, it was so unbearably warm. And like me and Margot were in the Emirates suite, and like it's like this big air-conditioned suite, and then they have like a box outside that you can sit in. Like it was in the shade, and we had to go in, and they were handing out like cold towels. Like they were, like we were going in back inside like to the air conditioning for a Diet Coke like every 10 minutes. Like, and all I could think about was like the players, like Sloane Stephens out here like working so hard in the sun.
What was the temperature?
It had to
It
have
must
been
have been
over
like
100.
87. Over 100.
No, it's definitely like 90, but feels like 105, like
Yeah.
with the wind and whatnot.
There was
or
no
lack
wind.
thereof. Right, so it feels higher.
So just the fact that like home, regardless of gender, you can't take off your shirt for a second is just, it's borderline inhumane, because it's not like they play on cement courts where like, you know, it gets even hotter because the cement bounces the heat, like not like a clay court. Then like obviously Rafael Nadal, if he took his shirt off, like
It'd be like,
I'd be like, hey boys, and everyone would be fine with it. So like obviously this is just classic, you know, non-gender neutrality, which is just the world that we live in, and I can't even pretend to be surprised about it anymore. But it's less about the gender thing and more about the inhumanity of it all.
of the heat.
Because just having been there, oh my God. First of all, the U.S. Open doesn't care about Jewish people.
Right,
And,
and
let me tell you why.
Whose idea was it to do like a cement court competition in August?
Jackie, I don't know. But like the fact that the Uber drop-off was like a mile away from the actual entrance to the stadium, it's like the U.S. Open doesn't care about us.
Yeah.
They don't care.
No. It's not for our people.
But me and Margot, when we got into the Emirates Lounge, like it was so swanky. Like the people who work there when you walk in were wearing like the flight attendant like
Cute
thing, and they gave us like hats and warm towels. I mean cold towels, and we were just like, yes. Like, everything they were giving us, we were like, yes, we'll take the hat. Yes, and they gave the cutest hats that I took 3 of and brought home, and I'm gonna wear to the Hamptons. And there was like
your
a
pick.
sushi bar, and we were just like, living.
How long do you guys stay for?
2 hours.
Oh,
Jason
wow.
Biggs was there.
Did you say hi?
No, and the PR girl was like, do you want to meet him? And I was like, honestly, I'm gonna have to hit up Emirates for something way cooler. I'm not gonna like waste my favor here, you know?
Yeah.
I don't really like care about Jason Biggs. It was just like cool to see he's like a nice guy and was with his kids.
A fellow
Kid.
celebrity.
Yeah, fellow celeb in the box. And wait, by the way, we ran into Aileen from Betches, who is a friend of the Toast, and their book's coming out, and I'm on the back. I wrote a quote.
We know. When she was here, we talked about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
She was talking about the book, and I was like, I heard you guys got some really big names to write.
But there are actually big names on it. Like Whitney Cummings is on it.
And Girl with No Job.
Yeah, no, I heard that too.
Yeah, so I already prepped everyone.
I need to pre-order it, and honestly, we all need to pre-order it just so that my name is in a bookstore. Or like, that's the closest I'll get. It's definitely gonna be a New York Times bestseller. Their first 2 were New York Times bestsellers. Like, I'm gonna be a New York Times bestseller. Do you know what I mean? I just think that's
I
amazing.
don't think that's how it works, but I agree.
And it was so nice of them to like put me on it. Like, I was shocked. I was like, oh, they must have gotten nobody. And it's like Michelle Wolf. Like
Kelly Ripa.
Kelly Ripa, like true comics, and me. I was just so nice, and I was like so honored because it's a book about like careers, working, girl, no job, like I get it, and I'm like really excited about it.
So are we. When does it come out?
I don't know, Margo. Can you
I'm on
look
it.
on Amazon?
Are you ready for our fourth story?
Already? Sure.
In the boring news of the day. Campbell's is selling its fresh food and international businesses. Campbell's Soup's bet on fresh food did not pay off. The company announced Thursday that it is selling Campbell Fresh, which includes Bolthouse Farms juices, carrots, and salad dressings, Garden Fresh dips and tortilla chips, and Campbell's own refrigerated soups. Campbell is also selling its international business, which includes Tim Tam cookie maker Arnott's and Kelsen Group. The company tapped Goldman Sachs and Centerview Partners to help it with the sale. The decisions are a result of a full operational review the company began in May in the wake of poor sales and a reportedly rocky integration of snack company Snyder's Lance, which Campbell's completed in March.
That's just so weird because all the business news we report on is that all these big food companies are moving in the way of like health food.
Right.
But for Campbell's, it didn't work. And you know that I currently live in a co-op, and I Googled my owner, and she's like such a lovely lady. And I Googled her because like she like has this like big apartment in New York and like doesn't live in it. Like where does she actually live? And she is like very high up at Campbell. So I wonder how this is affecting her job.
Right, I wonder if she was part of the fresh food industry or
Right.
like the old school stuff. Also, I just feel like when I think Campbell's, like I definitely don't think fresh. Like I think, you know, this would be great for a bomb shelter and it can last forever.
But it's also Pepperidge Farm Campbell's.
Is it?
Yeah, goldfish.
Yes.
So you have to think of it more of like what else is in their portfolio?
McLaughlin would said that the sales will allow Campbell to focus on its core U.S. businesses, including canned and microwavable soups, V8, and Pepperidge Farm snacks. They should help bring down the company's debt.
Ooh, they're in debt?
Everyone's in debt.
You know, that just makes me feel better as someone in debt. Like everyone's in debt, you know?
Everyone is in debt.
I have
and like
such a big credit card
The
bill.
company is in debt. The country's in debt.
Yeah, and like no one seems to care.
People like care, but then they just move on.
Yeah, like no, I remember when I was in my U.S. history class with Dr. Stone, Mr. Stone? Doctor. And he was talking all about the debt. And then like they weren't like worried about fixing it. I remember raising my hand and being like, so like why aren't more people like upset about the debt? And he's like, it's just like a part of like being a country. Like you're in debt.
But like we're in debt to China.
But it's like not fair that like
So it's
human beings are in debt and like we get like our stuff taken away and like the country is like setting the example being in debt and like they're not punished.
No, and they're still taking from us. Like
Right.
maybe some of us would be in less debt if the country weren't in debt.
Like if the country got their fucking hands out of my pockets, you
Right,
know?
and it's like you're bankrupting us with taxes so that you could be in debt. So why do we even have to pay taxes?
Right, like what's the point?
Just keep running up the debt if it doesn't matter.
Right, all the things that you're using our taxes for, like just lean back into China, you know? It's just like, it's so unfair, and I'm sure we're wrong about a lot of what we're saying, but like it just doesn't seem correct.
No, and it's like so we're never paying off the debt, right?
Right, so like if you don't have to, why do we?
Agreed.
That's like, you're not, like you're a kid and you're not allowed to have like dessert before dinner, but then you see like your parents doing it.
Right.
So like, why can't I, you know?
It's true. Why can't you have dessert before dinner? It'll spoil your dinner. That is not something I've ever suffered from.
No, it's like, don't worry, Mom, I'm not spoiling my appetite. When, like 3 nights ago, I was in bed with Ben, we were going to sleep and we were talking about our furniture, and the dining room table that I have in my apartment now is our dining room table, like from growing up. It's literally like a family heirloom, and like I could never get rid of it. I don't really like the table base, but whatever. And
You're wrong.
we were talking just about, I was like explaining to Ben like this table, and I was like, we had assigned seats, like we had like literally, like every week it was like the same meals, Monday, Tuesday, and I was just telling him, and then I'm like, you're my husband, like I don't even know like what you ate for dinner as a kid. Do you know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
he thought I was being so weird, but I was like, okay, so when you got home, what did you do? And he's like, well, my mom picked us up and dropped us from school every day, which in the city is like unheard of. I'm like, oh my God, that's so nice. And so she picked them up, and Maddie got out of school first, so Maddie would get picked up first, and then Ben would get picked up, and then they would go home and be like, okay, so like, did you like sit dinner at the table like every night? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, who cooked? Because Ben's dad is a chef. He's like, my dad worked every night, so like my mom made us dinner. I'm like, and did you say like, hey Mom, can I have a grilled cheese? Or like she would make you, and like that was it.
There was like a set menu, or it was like, you know,
Like you can put in requests.
you can order.
And Ben's like, no, we cannot put in requests. I'm like, good. Like giving kids what they want. I'm like, that's not good, you know?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what did you do after school? Like I just felt like there was so much about Ben that I didn't know. Is that weird?
No, it makes sense. When would you have discussed it? Now I want to know those things about Zach.
Right, because like when we grew up, it was like dinner was really important. It was
And
like,
also, we had extracurriculars every single night. Like we didn't have one afternoon off ever.
like soccer,
We went straight from school to either soccer practice, art class, music school.
tennis. We were even in a chess class, remember?
Yes, literally.
Joel, his name was Joel.
5 days a week. He was from Bermuda, and we never heard from him again.
He was from Bermuda?
And we used to say that he got lost in the Bermuda Triangle.
We were funny.
Because, like, we never saw him again.
It was like we had full lives, and then dinner was like important. Like if you missed dinner, it was like a big deal. And, like
that wasn't an option. Where would you be?
Like a sleepover, you couldn't. Like you had to come for dinner and then go to your sleepover. And I feel like it's a really good value because like now I like love dinner. I like look forward to it. It's like a really special moment where like families connect. And that's remember those commercials where it used to be like dinner time, gather around the table. Do you remember those commercials?
From who?
It was just like a commercial for dinner.
Interesting.
Do you remember that?
No.
Am I making that up?
Are you talking about the hamburger helper?
No, maybe. But it was like just like put your phones down and be at the table. Like it was like a commercial for just like being at the table. And it really is like such a good, I feel like, thing to instill in your kids.
I agree.
Like we're gonna have dinner, like Ben can't miss dinner with the kids.
But sometimes he'll have to. Like sometimes our dad had to miss dinner. Like
That's true.
gotta put food on the table.
Literally.
Anyways, I think Campbell should really focus on their K-cup soups because that is the future.
I can't believe that that's a thing. It's like kind of gross, but so smart.
It's so smart.
People, do you know that like you can make broth out of a K-cup? Like how you would put like an Emerald coffee thing, you put like a Campbell's thing and you get broth?
It's genius. But
It's
what's the
genius?
difference between that and a beverage?
I don't
Nothing.
know. Do you remember Campbell's chicken with
I
stars?
just hope they don't have like little chunks of meat in there.
Ew,
like that's
stop.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Campbell's
What was it called? Handheld soup. It was like
soup in
Soup
a
in
cup.
hand.
Soup
soup
in hand.
and had little stars. That was my
So
favorite.
good.
I think they still sell that.
They do, but like
Campbell's is legit.
I agree. Andy Warhol.
Progresso, like trying to be like Campbell's, like please. I don't care who you pay for your commercials. You are never going to be Campbell's.
Progresso, they got a nice vegetable soup.
You know, they got it going on.
In college, I like fucked with Progresso a little bit because it's like you get so many veggies in a soup. It's so easy to make.
So in a can, I hate soup. Ben loves
What?
soup.
What's to hate about soup?
Just like who loves soup? Ben will have it.
Ben has a soup with every meal.
Yes.
I don't, but it's such a nice option sometimes.
Do you eat soup or do you drink soup?
I eat soup.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. If I'm doing a K-cup, I have to drink it because there's no particles. But usually the soup I get has chunks. So
No,
like
soup-
vegetable soup.
Soup is good when you're using it as like a dip for your bread.
No, soup is good always.
No.
Yes, French onion soup.
People who like eat soup as a meal are like sick and like need help.
Sneeches, how do you feel about
Unless
soup?
it's like French onion soup that has like a fucking croissant in it. Like that is a meal.
I hate soup.
Me too.
Like, well, I hate chicken soup so much.
But
It
Margot,
just
you love
reminds me.
difficult de Croix.
It reminds me of being sick. I love difficult de Croix.
Cabbage soup is very
If it's
good.
like a specialty soup, that's different than soup. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like if I'm at a restaurant, like, or it depends on the restaurant, I'm probably not ordering the soup because that is just the easiest way to fuck with people.
No, Ben is always getting soup.
At like the diner.
Yeah.
And then he's like, why does it
always
smell
an
like
appetizer.
He's like, why does it smell like duty?
Does he say that?
Because there's duty in it.
Yeah.
It's always
Soup is not a meal.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a snack. Or an appetizer.
Or an appetizer,
Or
sure.
a dip.
Or a small meal if you're like not that hungry. It's
Yeah.
one mahi, not two.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever ordered soup in a restaurant unless it was like, no.
I have French onion soup for sure.
Yeah. But French onion soup is special. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Are you ready for our fifth and final story that's going to propel us into all of our TV recaps for the night? Because that's all I've been wanting to talk about anyway.
Sure.
Because all I do is watch TV for the show. It's
too.
literally my homework.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, I have to go home and I can't drink tonight because I have to watch 5 hours of TV and remember it all and have thoughts.
Totally. I mean, once we cut out Bachelor in Paradise for good.
I watched Bachelor in Paradise last night just because, like, I see all this stuff in the toasters and, like,
Drama.
I just want to know, oh, did something finally happen? No, but sort of. Anyways, this is about Bachelor in Paradise. Leo continues to fight Bachelor Nation on Twitter. Quote, I suffer from extreme narcissism. Okay,
He is unraveling.
Leo is a monster, and I never watched the episode of Becca's season where he goes home, so I don't know, like, what he did and if he showed his true colors.
But all I know is the hair.
But all I know is the hair. All I know is the softcore porn, and he's a
Battery.
stuntman. Oh yeah, and then and Becca M. He's been like going toe to toe with Becca M on Twitter.
And there's like some sexual assault allegations against him.
There are allegations that are via Becca M's DMs. That's why they started fighting.
Oh,
I don't think
Becca
there's-
M is at the center of it?
Right. Well, she was before. Now America has taken on Leo. But before Leo even got to Paradise, him and Becca M were like fighting on Twitter because girls were DMing Becca M about bad sexual experiences they had with Leo. I don't know if anything has made it to the legal level yet.
And how are we validating these Becca M DMs?
She's posting them to her stories, and there's just like a lot of them.
Oh man, I'm dying.
Yeah. Anyways,
That's
Leo.
like less legit than I thought. I thought there was like a file.
No.
I thought the Mackenzie file for Leo existed.
No, that exists for a different Bachelor contestant.
Yeah, and okay, so then I got confused. But like also
Lincoln.
Becca M, right. Becca M is like obviously such a thirst monster and like can't believe that she wasn't allowed to go to Paradise. Like, you know, don't make me say why. So she's just like trying to keep herself relevant. So like,
And also,
I'm not one to doubt a victim, but I'm also not one to just automatically say because some girl on DMs says it that it's true.
for sure. Also, Leo hurt her friend Kendall, so I think that's why she's really going to bat for her. I have like so many thoughts on Kendall. Anyways, Leo Dotavio is definitely not in Paradise anymore. After attacking Amanda Stanton and Tanner Tolbert, the Bachelorette alum turned his attention to Nick Viall and Dean Unglert.
Tanner Tolbert?
That's his name.
He made him French, like Stephen Colbert.
That's true.
It could also be Tolbert. He's from Kansas.
Yeah, it's Tolbert.
The T is not silent. It's probably Tolbert.
Well, you know why I say it? Because Jade's maiden name is Roper, but together her
Roper
name
Tolbert.
is Roper Tolbert.
It's like if she grew up in France, it'd be Roper Tolbert. But she grew up in Kansas and she's Roper Tolbert.
But anyways, I conflate their two names, so I forget that there's a T at the end of Tolbert.
Roper.
Because
I get
Roper.
it.
You got it? Okay.
That's funny.
I'm glad we worked that through, else I never would have figured out why I've made him a French man.
Totally.
After the 31-year-old Leo threw a drink on Grocery Store Joe during the Tuesday, August 28th episode of Bachelor in Paradise, Bachelor Nation was quick to call him out on Twitter. Amanda and Tanner were among the first to throw shade, which prompted Leo to allegedly send Amanda a DM calling her a piece of shit.
And it's just so funny because if you know Amanda, like she really is like what you see on the show. Like everyone in
The
Bachelor in
nicest-
Paradise, everyone in Bachelor franchise is like so fake, but like, and that's what you think of Amanda. It's like no one is that nice and no one like is that well liked. And then you meet her and you're like, oh my God, you are. Like you weigh 90 pounds and you're like an angel from God. So like her being like told she's a piece of shit by like this big scary man with like George of the Jungle hair is like funny and sad.
It's so funny because it's...
No, her being called a piece of shit by like an actual literal piece of duty, like it's funny. And also, me and Jackie decided before the show that we want to trigger Leo in this episode, so he comes for us next because he's obviously
he only responds to his haters apparently.
He's taking the doors down.
And he told Tanner that he wanted to settle any beef between them with a physical fight. Quote, last time I was in therapy, the doc told me I suffer from extreme narcissism, Leo tweeted after Tanner suggested he needed help. Quote, I tried to listen to what he had to say, but he had a reflective lamp that gave me a perfectly good look at my jawline. Needless to say, I went uncured. That's actually funny.
Yeah, it is. I like when people get creative with their insults.
No, for sure. Nick was quick to interject into the exchange, tweeting, breaking news, self-proclaimed alpha suggests charity boxing match with someone they have a clear physical advantage over as a means to inflate their own ego, all the while further demonstrating their deep insecurities. Okay, Nick, stop.
All right, Nick, we get it. Like, it's not about you anymore. And like, you went to college.
Right, and now like you're trying to like go viral on Twitter. Anyways, Bachelor in Paradise, Leo went home immediately after throwing a drink at Grocery Store Joe. Some security guard literally jumped over Joe and tackled Leo. They must have had like personnel ready for Leo because he's clearly the biggest guy there.
And people on Twitter said it was a lot, like who were there, that it was a lot worse than what we saw on TV. And like for the first time ever, like it wasn't dramatized as much as it could have been. Like it was an actual real fight. Wells said that, who's like very
straight and narrow. Well, I guess because like they don't want to be like liable because fights aren't good for the show.
No, not at all. And like it's not that type of show yet.
But it's like Leo is clearly out of control. But what I don't, the editing.
Did you see Grocery Store Joe is on Ellen?
Yes.
With Leah Michelle?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on Leah Michelle filling in for Ellen, really quick?
I don't know her personality well enough to have an opinion on it, but it's random as hell.
It's random as hell. I'm her number one fan. Me and Margot are like the presidents of her fan club, and she like loves Bravo, which makes me love her. And she went on Bravo on Watch What Happens Live recently, and like she just like was disappointing in the sense that she's not like dynamic or like really like funny. So I just think it's weird for her to be hosted.
I forgot about that episode.
She's a great actress and like literally the singer, the Barbra Streisand of our generation, and she's not even given nearly as much respect for that as she deserves. And I'm her number one fan. I just think it's a weird selection.
Yeah, considering her Watch What Happens Live episode, I totally agree.
When I was like so ready for her to like be here and like talk about Glee and then also talk about Bravo, like my two loves.
But like, what is Grocery Store Joe gonna talk about? And last night's editing was, this was now Tuesday night, was so bad. Like, they don't realize that we recognize what people are wearing.
Okay,
so when
Bibiana is watching and she's with Astrid. Astrid, we
Astrid.
love you and we love Kevin, and if you're not together right now in real life, like I'm done with you.
I really think that they are. They're literally so perfect. They had the cutest date last night that he set up to watch the sunset. To watch the sunset. It was sunset and chill, and he made a fake TV out of like sticks so they could watch the sunset through it. They're literally so cute. And I guess next week, Ashley, and Jared get engaged in Paradise, and I keep forgetting that Kevin dated Ashley, so he's supposed to be upset about it. But like, all he has to do is look at Astrid, and then like
pure joy.
Pure joy. And like pure coolness. The two of them are the voices of reason in
Ashley
Paradise.
and Jared are from a generation of Bachelor that is really no longer like alive on television. So like her only connection to the people in Paradise is Kevin.
Yeah.
Like, these are all, like, new generation people.
And it's clearly, like, Kevin's really happy with Astrid. All they talk about is, like, how happy they are and how surprised they are. Because they're both, like, realistic people. I don't think they expected to come to Paradise and actually find someone. So they both keep saying how happy they are that the other is here. So, of course, they bring in Ashley to try and, like, stir shit up between them. But they're so strong, like, please.
Yeah, they're really cute. And
I didn't realize that Kevin won his season of The Bachelorette.
Oh, did he?
So when he said, like, when I went on The Bachelorette, like, I thought I was getting married to her.
Right, he didn't go home, like, first.
Right, and then that didn't work out, and then he met Ashley, and, I mean, Astrid is it, and I'm so happy. But I really miss Bibiana. Like, her absence on the show is felt all the time.
She is, like, the Alexis of last season. Like, Alexis wasn't really, like, making any matches, but she was just, like, so funny to have around.
And Bibiana literally saved Tia and Colton's relationship, even though next week it goes down the tubes. And Reality Steve is reporting...
Wait, hold on. Spoiler alert.
Is this a spoiler?
Yeah, give everyone like 10 seconds.
How is it? What is a spoiler?
I don't know, because people get mad, and you know what? Like, I already have a laundry list of things people are mad at me about, so like I just don't need to add spoilers to the list. Because I spoiled Orange is the New Black, apparently.
Spoiler alert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So Reality Steve tweeted that Colton is probably going to be the Bachelor. And then Mike Fleiss tweeted, like, question marks as if it's not true.
But there's so much lead time between what Reality Steve is saying and when they're going to announce The Bachelor, and so many people are saying they don't want Colton that I don't think it's actually going to happen.
But they love to give us what we don't want, a la Nick Viall.
But I want Colton. I like Colton. Like, he's definitely done a few things that I don't totally agree with, but it's all in the name of, like, in the Bachelor world, it's just, like, a necessary level of, like... Hatred and just, you know, you do what you gotta do.
It's infatuation.
And it's like Colton clearly has played all of his cards up until this point to, like, 1, continue to entertain Tia, and 2, continue to entertain the idea of being the Bachelor. And so he did what he had to do, and I'm sending my sister on the show.
I don't know, like, I love him, and then, like, I saw this picture on his Instagram that he put of, like, him getting paparazzi'd with, like, his jacket over his shoulders, like, not even his arms through the sleeves, and it was very feminine, and I was just like, maybe you're not as cute as I thought. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever, like, see someone in a new light, and you're like,
well, it's Instagram that ruins all of these men for me. Like, all of these guys with their shirtless photos and their inspirational quotes, and it's not doing anything for me. So it's like, on the one hand, Instagram, like, fuels their career, but on the other hand, it's like damaging
the brand
because, like, all of you look like major douchebags.
No, and not even douchebags. Like, he looked like a girl. Like, sorry, I really didn't like that picture. Like, it really pissed me off.
I'm so sorry.
And, like, he was like, he just looked like a girl. Like,
Snitch, what do you think as his future fiance?
I just want to say, I think you could do better than Colton. Like,
Okay.
I'm really over him.
2 things. A, you're the only one on the Colton train. I unfollowed him weeks ago. I'm done with him. He makes no sense as the Bachelor. Like, he just can't get his shit together, and, like, I'm just not down. I really want it to be Jason. I would go on for Jason because he's half Jewish, and I'm pretty sure it's the good half.
Which one's Jason?
Jason's
with
the
the hair?
vampire with the slick back hair.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. His, like, curly little hair, like, pay is coming out from behind his ears. The one episode I watched ruined him for good.
What if he had a glow up and, like, a normal hairstyle?
No, I know. They love to give, like, the Bachelorette, like, the Botox treatment. Like, they gave Rachel Lindsay a new pair of shorts. And they gave Becca, like, new eyebrows. But I don't think there's anything they could do to erase that image from my mind. It's like I have the image of Jason with his curly little payas, and then I have the image of Colton, like, girl. Like,
it should be Blake. I think he's the perfect choice. He's the loser.
Should be like what they tried to do with Ari, which worked for me, but, like, not for the universe.
Who would you bring back?
I don't know. Like, not Ben Higgins, because I feel like we've really run our course with him, but, like, someone like Ben Higgins. Someone who's, like, still like, if Wells wasn't dating Sarah Hyland, something like that.
Okay.
Ben Z, you know?
Ben Z has a girlfriend. He seems the happiest he's ever been.
Peter.
I miss Ben Z.
Peter,
yeah, like, you know?
Peter. Okay,
and honestly,
Finch.
just having an in with Peter, like, whoever, you know, here, I'll change my mind. Whoever becomes the Bachelor, I hope, follows me on Instagram, okay? That's the one criteria. Or, like, loves the toast.
BB said he cut his hair.
Who did? No, it doesn't matter.
Jason.
It doesn't matter that he cut it. It's just like, I can never forget that happened.
Right.
And I'm no longer interested in watching someone who brings up that negative feeling for me.
And I'll never feel like he doesn't want to suck your blood.
Right. Exactly.
He literally looks like a vampire.
And who's Blake?
Blake is the runner-up who was so in love with Becca and, like, literally was, like, crying for days.
I'm just like, I don't know. I can't care about this stuff anymore. Like, I'm really, like, I'm out.
I understand. Well, Snitch, I'm going to get your application just ready just in case. Honestly, I would send you on for Jason because, like, he's half Jewish and, like, that could be a real match for you.
Yeah.
Right.
And like I would send you on for Colton just because like that's been my dream since the
But Margot,
jump.
would you like take a semester off from college? What would you do?
You guys, I don't know if you
Is
know
this your senior year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't handle Bachelor Mansion. I can't do it.
No, Margot is like very like emotionally, no offense, like not so stable. Like
No,
if
that's
you
why
get into,
she's
like a bad
perfect for
mood,
the show.
right? But like also like I don't know. I don't think it's for you. Like I think you're too good for it.
Of
It's not
course.
for me.
But like you would actually be perfect for the show because you are very emotional, but then you would have the toast to come on and tell your side.
I mean, for us, it'd be great. And
Right.
you do look pretty without makeup, which is just like a bare minimum necessity.
And like no one else has that platform. It's like they have to take to their Twitter to say what really happened.
That's
but
so
you
true.
have the
But
number
then I
one
feel like
morning
people
show.
would be destroying me because I have the number one morning
Totally.
show behind
No, you'd
me.
be a target.
I
Or
would be
people
sorry.
would want to
No,
be your
my
friend.
plan. My
People
pl-
would be like, "Oh my God, your sister's a girl with no job. Like I want to be your friend."
Right, but I think that my plan would be I would go into the Bachelor Mansion and I literally wouldn't speak.
Margot, you're Jordan Rogers and I'm Aaron Rodgers. Like that's it. Except we talk.
We're friends.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay, so it's settled. You're going.
Okay.
And then I just want to say the problem with Bachelor in Paradise, as evident in Tuesday night's episode, is like finally everyone's matching up.
Harmonious.
So all the guys who aren't in relationships get sent home. Then they bring in 3 new girls, and there's no one for them to date because everyone
Because they just sent home the single guys.
Right, and that's the problem. They need to be bringing in both genders at the same time. And then once you're an established couple and you're boring and that's great and you're actually happy, you should go to a honeymoon suite, open up
Totally.
the space for new people because it's like
They don't really want people to find love.
right. It's like Eric and Angela went on the dream bachelor date where they just got to a hotel room and got copious amounts of room service, dessert, everything. And then the next day they bring in someone who clearly is there to meet Eric.
Totally. They don't realize that, like, if they still just put like 10 boys and 10 girls and like let them really frolic and didn't send people home, there would still be drama. Like they just think the drama has to be so calculated and like literally they have to be in charge of what happens. But it would still be amazing, like Bachelor Pad. Remember that? I feel like they were less involved.
Did you watch that?
I've seen a couple episodes.
I never watched it.
But I remember it was like the OG Paradise.
Yeah.
And I think it was a lot less like manipulated.
Definitely. So we're getting at a point in Paradise when like these people walk down the stairs and it's like everyone's just like seats taken.
Yeah, it's really stupid. And that house is like looking less and less like cute and more like a prison.
And everyone is sweating like more than usual.
And that area where they have all the girls with their mirrors and the makeup, the fact that that's outside is like one of the most inhumane things of all time.
I totally agree. Like you have to be natural. Like Astrid's looks are killing
It's
it in
perfect.
Paradise because like her interview looks, it's like she's wearing no makeup, her skin is glowing, her hair is
Must be nice.
It must be nice, and you of course have to like have an amazing body,
Right.
but you're also drinking all the time.
It's just for so long I really thought her and Whitney friends, but I were like the same person, and now like Astrid has just exceeded Whitney in every way, you know?
In every way. And it's like, and I just want to like take a moment to bash Nick Viall because I blame him for not giving us more Astrid. And he sent home Angela, who was the most beautiful angel of a human being on night 1. She's the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. And Nick Viall sent her home night 1. We never got to know Angela.
Right. There's so many like diamonds that we never got to know.
But then there are so many people that we got to know too well.
Like, you know who did a
Like
good job
Chris.
of that? Like JoJo. Like, she like wasn't into Vinny at all, but she kept him around because they were like good friends. And like, I just like he was a great character. Do you know what I mean?
Like Rachel Lindsay too, like she kept Adam and Matt for
yes.
so long because
and
they
we
were
didn't
like
get why, because they never gave him the airtime, and then we're like, oh my god, Adam's the dream man.
exactly.
Good call.
Anyways,
Real
Real
Housewives of New York. Oh my god, honestly, like next Wednesday we're gonna be at camp. Oh my god, what do we do?
There's TV.
Is there cable?
We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, they used to stream
or we-
soccer games and stuff.
We can stream on the Bravo app live.
Oh my god, okay, because that's gonna be like next level. They spent a lot of this reunion talking about Luann, who wasn't there, and like for the first couple minutes it was fine, but like it's almost like they wanted to make it a 3-parter, because that could have lived without, like nothing last night really happened until the end, Bethenny versus Carole, but like the stuff in the beginning, like I just can't believe that the pass Dorinda gets for the drinking thing, because everyone is so quick to jump on anyone who exudes any signs of like Sonia, who by the way
Sonia
has been
didn't
so
drink-
sober for like three seasons
Right,
now.
Sonia didn't drink for 3 seasons because like people didn't like her behavior when
and
she
they were
drank.
labeling her an alcoholic.
Dorinda's behavior when she drinks is next level unforgivable. Like Sonia used to only embarrass herself.
Right, which is like
Dorinda
it's sad to
embarrasses
watch.
other people.
And ruins friendships.
Bethany's colleagues. I don't even know
Oh my
what
God.
the worst defense was.
They're not going to college.
I think that was probably the worst
It
offense
was
of
like
the season.
racist, like because they live in Haiti, they're not going to college.
It
That's
was-
what she said.
Yeah.
It was outrageous. That was the most shocking scene. Shocking.
And it's like, it doesn't even get enough play because the other ladies weren't there.
Right, and they like don't care. And we didn't even know more that happened, that when she went back to the warehouse, Bethenny told us last week's reunion, she apologized to the wrong guy. She was so blackout, she didn't even know. So she went up to one of the guys and was like, I'm sorry about last night. And Bethenny was like, that's not who it was.
Oh my God.
Like, that's how drunk she was.
Also, like, so underrated that when Andy said, like, what are you doing to, like, better yourself? And she was like, I go to therapy
Every 2
weeks because I know I can't commit to once a week. Like, it's like you think you're being, like, accountable and self-aware, but it's like, that's such bullshit.
And that just proves how like unstable you are.
Right. And it's like she thinks that is like a good answer and that she's talking to her mom.
Right. And that like Andy like making a face at that like is just why I love him. Like, because in some like you do need to be impartial, but like you also need to call bullshit when you see it. Mm-hmm. And people are like up in arms with Andy. People who are pro Carole are like up in arms with Andy. But she's not, like him saying to Carole, Bethenny admitted, she was like, yes, I did say bad things about you, like all those things. She wasn't lying that she said the list of things. She was just saying they weren't like so terrible. And Bethenny, and then Carole being like, I mean, I didn't say one bad thing about you. Like, and then Dorinda being like, yeah, you didn't, like backing her up. Like, that is just blatantly untrue.
She said truly the meanest things about her, especially
in the blogs.
Because in the blogs, and also knowing what Bethenny was going through. Like, Bethenny was having so many visceral reactions to things because she was going through so much in her life. And Carole's really the only one there who ever really knew the extent of it. So, like, for her to say that Bethenny is, like, so toxic when, like, she knows why Bethenny is so upset all the time is like
she knows better than anyone. I couldn't agree more. But then Andy chiming in and just being like, you both said bad things about each other, which is like, for a mediator, a very mediating things to say. And just the fact that set her off is just proof how unrealistic she is and how she really is living in her own world. And then the stuff about the career was just so epic.
Oh my God. That was the line that we've been needing for so, like, first of all, Bethenny saying that she has no career, no husband, no children, like, tough.
You know, definitely mean, but they're not friends. You don't have to be nice anymore.
And they're not lies.
Right, no,
Right. And then Carole saying that her and Bethenny have the same career is a joke.
Or that your resumes match up.
But Bethenny saying,
don't get me wrong,
bring your resume into this era was the funniest thing I've ever heard.
No, don't get me wrong. Like, Carole's resume is super impressive. Well, it was super. Like, yeah. I mean, now she writes one column a month and throws a party. Like, that's not really like a full-fledged, full-time career.
Agreed.
It's not. And what's not being said is that she's like a full-time reality star now, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it doesn't match up to Bethenny's
a lot of the other
business.
women have that same career too now.
Tinsley, yeah, it's like
Bethenny's on Shark Tank, like
right. You can't even compare, like please.
Bethenny's a shark.
And I just hate that everyone's throwing around this female empowerment thing. Like, really, Bethenny, that's your brand of female empowerment? Okay, so let me get this straight, Carole.
Women can do whatever.
We have to empower you, even though you're mean and we don't like you.
No, or like
just
women,
because you're a woman doesn't get you automatic empowerment.
Support.
Like, I think that's unfair, and that's Ramona's whole thing is like women empowerment. Like, so what? We have to support you, even like, okay, explain this to me. Bethenny has to support you, even though you say terrible things about her, you hate her, talk behind her back, and called her tits fake, literally on live television. But she has to support you just because you have a pussy. Like, explain.
No, and she has to support your business, even though it doesn't exist yet.
And you don't have a formula or a lab. Like, I feel like I am a female empowerer. Like, but I don't necessarily empower people just because they're women. I think that's almost disempowering.
Right, and it hinders
it hinders progress. Like, I just think that's.
To be congratulated on something that isn't worthy of congratulations.
No, female empowerment is like now this buzzword where like if you don't do it, you're bad. Where it's like I want to empower women who are doing good things. You can be a woman and be a bad person. Like they're not the same.
I totally agree.
And I couldn't like Bethenny Bethenny's like her shoulders haven't moved. Do you know what I mean? She's so unfazed by it. Like whereas look at me, look at us. We're like when you feel strong, she's just like sitting back. And she's saying, but like she's not invested in this whatsoever.
Well, when you think about what she's gone through in her life, and it's just so crazy because it's like at that moment at the reunion, it's like already
even the worst.
It wasn't even the worst. But like she's literally been in court with her psychopathic ex-husband. Like she can handle these women.
Totally. I just think like the way she's really like, and she gets up next episode and she's like, "Booyah, bitch!" And that's epic. But she really is just so calm.
I agree.
And like I'm not calm, and this isn't even about me.
I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Also, there was one really cute moment. So Tinsley and Scott's, like, they talked about their relationship drama. And also, it's, like, so weird how they date other people. What's going on in the comments?
No, people are, I'm just trying to, they're using pronouns about she, and I don't know who they're talking about.
I think they're talking about Carole. They're talking about blind items that aren't from Sedan, so it's not.
They're saying there are blind items that
about Carole.
In the closet. That's definitely not true. If it's not a blind item from Crazy Days and Nights, it's not true. So please stop citing them.
Thank you. When they showed Tinsley's package about her and Scott getting back together, not being back together. And first of all, I thought Tinsley handled herself really well in all the Scott things. Like when she said, I want Scott, like I love him.
But when Andy said that, Andy is so smart sometimes. He said, "Do you want Scott or do you want a husband?"
Right, which is a fair question.
Totally.
And I thought Tinsley's answer, like,
I mean,
was
I think
so,
she should have said the truth, which is both.
I think her answer was so genuine.
Yeah. I mean, I just think like last night's episode should have been like part 1. I thought part 1 was better than part 2, which it never is. It's always like linear.
Yeah.
Because the Tinsley stuff is so uninteresting.
Well, they didn't spend that much time on it, but the reason why I brought it up is because, also, I feel like if Tinsley just wanted a husband, like, she could go get a husband.
Yeah.
Like, she wouldn't be dating some guy in Chicago, like, who is, like, definitely not who she thought she would be wind up with. Like, I feel like if she wanted just, like, a basic waspy husband
who works in finance.
Who works in finance and, like, wants to be on TV, she could find that. So I really do think that she loves Scott. But if you watched Bethenny's face while they were watching the package about Tinsley and talking about Tinsley and Scott, like, she was so happy for Tinsley. And it's like, this whole fight with Carole is not about Tinsley, about Bethenny being jealous of Tinsley, which is what so many people think.
But they love to say that because then it makes Bethenny look immature. Bethenny couldn't give less of a shit that Carole hangs out with Bethenny. It's so not about that.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bethenny and Tinsley wind up being friends and are cordial, because she was literally like smiling. Like, every time there was like a good moment for Tinsley, she was like really happy for her, which I just thought was really, really sweet.
That's a great point.
Right?
Yes. That's like...
It's not about the Tinsley.
It's not about the Tinsley of it all. But Bethenny really like has this reputation of being like an ice queen, and there are so many people who, like Taylor Strecker was here, she's like, I interviewed her, she was such a bitch. And she definitely does give off like that Erika Jane uninterested ice queen better than everyone vibe, because like she is better than everyone. But I think what is missing, and like Carole was like the first person to really experience that, is that she really is this like warm, like loving, good friend, and it's like if you take care of her, she takes care of you. And that doesn't get showcased enough.
But she's definitely a taker of Carole to the Galapagos and Carole to the
Of course,
Hamptons.
she's America's house guest. That was the best phrase ever, and I can't believe that Carole didn't bring that up in her notes, because, and actually I know why she didn't, because Bethenny wasn't lying. I'm absolutely sure that Carole did not pay her way on any of those trips, even though Ramona said on Watch What Happens Live after that episode that Carole paid her way for everything, including...
What would there to be? Those
so
trips,
if Carole had brought it up...
There's
Bethenny
no bill.
Right. If Carole had brought it up, Bethenny would have been like, are you for real? And Bethenny's folder, pink folder, I love when they bring receipts. It's so funny. Like, they print out screenshots.
Also, like, this is going to be tough, but Carole's excuse about this summer that she wasn't like connecting with Bethenny because she was in California with her friend whose husband passed away, and then Bethenny was working on crisis relief. So like that made sense. But then like throughout the rest of the months and even into the new year, like Carole kept like using that as like the reason why she couldn't be with Bethenny is because her friend's husband passed away. Like,
you can have more than one friend.
You can have more than one friend, and like just be like
totally.
It wasn't enough for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it was fraudulent. And everyone just lies, and everyone is like living in this world. Ramona's out of control.
I know. She just like is being. It's like she's here. I know what she's doing. She stayed above the fray all season because she like didn't like the feeling of being like having pits all the time and always having to defend herself.
And last reunion she was like, I saw myself and I was terrible.
Right.
So she really learned.
Right. She was always apologizing. She was the apologizer, and she didn't want to be that person anymore. So she stayed above it this season. She missed the drama. No one was talking about her. This reunion, she's saying the meanest things possible, so just so someone will fight with her, and everyone's ignoring her.
And she's taking the side of the majority because I think she thinks that's what the audience will take. And she's just like, this show is her life. Wait, oh my God, because we watched the first episode of Real Housewives of New York last night, and Ramona was working in fashion. She resold like overstocked items to different department stores. Like she had like a job, and then she did like True Faith, and then she did Rejuvenation, and now Ramona, like she does not have a career. Actually, she doesn't have a career. So this show really is like her whole life, and I think that she knows whatever the audience feels is like the way that the network will like absorb. So she really thinks that like being on the side of the majority means that she'll be in the right and she won't be like ostracized like Carole and then get fired. Like, so I think that Ramona's taking the side of what she thinks the audience thinks is right, not what she actually thinks is right.
Right.
And then is being the most outrageous just so she can be relevant.
Right, because I think she realized this season that she enjoys the drama more than she enjoys being a
Whereas I
decent
feel like
person.
when Serena learned that she loved not being in the drama.
100%.
Because you can still be relevant and not be in the drama.
But you just have to be like interesting and cool, and people have to like you.
And funny.
But also, I don't think Ramona is at risk of being fired like ever. She's also the only one on the show who's been there since season 1 all the way.
Yeah, Bethenny was there from season 1, but not all the way.
Not all the way. And Luann was friend of Housewife for a while.
For one season.
But
It
still,
counts.
Ramona has been head of New York for a very long time, and she doesn't want to lose that position, and she got that position by being scrappy and below the belt, and she's going back to it.
That's true. That's true. But like, it counts for Luann.
And also, I just like want to say, Giovanni.
This is what's so frustrating. And like, it's it's not like this is all hearsay. Like, we have footage. Like, we know when someone's like, I didn't say that, and then there's a clip of them saying it. Like, it's helpful. So she said, this is what Dorinda said. She said, I was like, Giovanni. And like, we have the clip. It's like, why are you lying to us? Like, it's just not true.
Totally.
It's false.
Also, I thought what they said about Luann and how everything like the relapse happened was so interesting. How she reached a level of fame after the arrest and the shows, and it's like I didn't even realize. Like, she was always so famous, but I didn't even realize how much more we were all talking about her and how, like, larger than life that she had become.
And by the way, it makes sense because we just said that, like, literally last week we were like,
she reached icon status.
Yeah, and it's like, that's true.
And that's why, like, that's a lot for a person, especially after 10 years of hustling. And now you're, like,
and being
the
demoted.
Grand Marshal of the San Francisco Gay Pride.
Being demoted to friend of housewife, then into icon status is no easy feat.
No, and it's hard to keep your head on the ground.
Yeah, that was really interesting. I thought for the most part, when they were talking about her sobriety, everyone was like pretty respectful, except like Ramona's such a bitch. No, that Chris Birch's party. So Points guy was here, and he was at that party. And he
At the Beacon?
No, at Chris Birch.
Oh.
And he was like, they had this like world-class prodigy pianist playing for the party. It was like the soiree, and Luann showed up wasted and like walked on stage like right in front of the world-class pianist and like got a drink. Like, he was like, it was so bad. So, but Ramona, and like, I think that did make page 6, but like Ramona just saying things like, we were at the Beacon and she had to be carried out. Like, that's bitchy, because like, Luann's obviously in like a low state, and then to like highlight things that never made it to the press, luckily, is just so low.
Yeah.
But that's Ramona.
But it also helps us understand that, like, this wasn't like, oh, she just had a drink and now she's back in rehab. Like,
yeah.
This was like a months-long thing, and I felt like I got a better picture of how everything happened the way that it did. And I also just loved them talking about, like, Luann's fame and, like, really breaking down the fourth wall of, like, the show, how the show, like, produces elements that affect their lives in turn that we see on the show.
And then Dorinda was, like, saying it in almost, like, an attack kind of way. She goes, Bethenny, you knew she was drinking. And Bethenny was like, yeah, I did. And I don't know what the proper protocol is. It's like when someone you know is like relapsing, like the second they do, are you supposed to like intervene, or are you supposed to let them hit rock bottom? Like, what's the right?
And
like,
also, Luann went to rehab because of the arrest, but not because like we were talking about this on the show, and we've said that we don't know much on the subject, but like. Is she an alcoholic? Like, can she never have a drink again? Did she go to rehab, needed a break, and now she can like drink in moderation? So maybe she did start with one drink and she was fine.
No,
and then that spiraled.
So, but when she went to rehab the first time, I definitely thought it was just like a court ordered thing, and like she just likes to drink, and one time took it too far. But now with this whole spiral, I definitely feel like she's much more like in the program and needs to be sober.
Agreed, and can't have a little bit. But maybe when she was drinking, like it wasn't. Bethany didn't need to be like, oh, we need to send her back to rehab. Like, because.
And she did only go to rehab this time for like 2 weeks.
I don't know. They're going to start filming soon, and I hope they bring up the cameras sooner.
They were supposed to start filming already.
Really?
Yes, because I had heard from like a very good source that maybe like a week or two ago they were supposed to start filming. They were filming earlier, but Dennis. So I don't know what happened, and they dedicated the episode to Dennis, and he was mentioned once last night. It's just like I thought that was weird because it was like a everyone was fighting, like you like joke, like dedicating something like bitchy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it was like such an abrupt transition, but it was a nice gesture. It's so sad. Like
it's
like I watch Bethenny on the reunion. I'm like, I'm sad for her, and then I remember like where she's at right now, and like it's so painful.
She doesn't even know in the reunion like what's coming.
Yeah.
But she looked. Me and Margot couldn't stop talking about it. Like gorgeous.
The best she's ever looked.
And
Sonia
maybe
too.
a top 5 housewife look for like about any reunion.
And Sonia, I'm gonna go top 5 housewife look.
Yes, she just looks like clean sober. Sonia is just the best Sonia.
But she's not even sober.
No, yeah, I guess she's not sober because she drinks like leisurely,
socially.
But she's just not drinking as much as she used to. And honestly, I think her break in friendship with Ramona was really good for her. I don't think she could have gotten to this place of like clear, lucid Sonia if she was still like Ramona sleeping in the bed together, having people unpack for them, drinking margaritas.
I feel that.
Ramona is like toxic in a lot of ways. I know you're not watching Dallas, so I'll just make one quick point. And I'm
having a staycation. I'll catch up on everything.
It was honestly like meh, but this episode is good because I feel like Cameron being on the show is very odd, but now it kind of makes sense because she is like a level of wealth that none of the other ladies are. Like Stephanie, I thought was the richest. Cameron is richer.
What about Deandra?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Because by the way, so you learn a lot more about the company. The company has this one product that makes up like 90% of their
D'Andra's company?
Yeah, and it's like this pill that like I'd never heard of. It's called like Nature or something. So they're definitely wealthy, but they're not like private plane wealthy.
No, but I don't think that company is where D'Andra's wealth comes from. She's like oil.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's just like a fun hobby for them.
That's true. Well, just what you get from the show, like I take what I get, and I actually did a lot of research on Stephanie's family because
Home and lockers.
It's so interesting. It's like, and that's like legit. Like they're rich.
Every locker that's in Equinox, SoulCycle, and then other ones
no
too,
stadiums. Like every team
are made by Travis Holman's company.
Like anytime you think of a locker room, like for sports teams, arenas, SoulCycle, like it's Home and Lockers.
Equinox.
Yeah, no, it's epic. And it's just such an interesting way to make money, like not like stockbroker, you know?
Right, and I love that.
Me too. And so all the ladies are definitely like of a certain wealth. Like I think that Brandy, Carrie are like the same. Like just, I can't speak English, wealth-wise. But it's just, Cameron is so uninteresting and like so dumb and like her storyline is just so bad. And it never made sense why they brought her back because everyone hates her. But now you know why. She is true like Dallas wealth.
Is she better this season?
No, she sucks. And this episode really made me fucking hate her even more.
Okay, I'm gonna catch up this
But
weekend.
I'm sorry, I have to talk about it. It's like not a big spoiler.
Okay.
You know Brandy adopted a baby.
Yes, and no, I don't mind the spoilers. It's like sometimes you say something and then I automatically, like when I watch it, I see it through your
preconceived.
lens.
Yeah, sorry.
And it's like, I wonder if I watched it on my own, if we would have the same opinion.
You would definitely have this opinion,
Okay.
so that's why I'm saying it. So it was really cute. Stephanie threw her this surprise party, and nobody knew really, except for Stephanie. So all these people are coming, and like the room is blue, and they're like, "What the hell's going on?" And Cameron figured it out. She's like, "Brandy's pregnant." She like figured it out, and
in the blue room or
at the party.
Okay.
And Stephanie really wanted to keep it a surprise. She's like, "No, like I have a surrogate. Like I'm having another baby." And Cameron was like so happy for her. It was like really cute, and it was like a lie. But like 10 seconds later, maybe 30 minutes later, Brandy came down holding the baby, and it was like really cute, and everyone was really happy, and people were like shocked. Like really nobody knew, and it was like a hysterical thing. It was like so them. But now that this episode, they're going to Beaver Creek, which is where Cameron's family's cabin is, and it's sick, like Hallmark vibes to the next level. They took her plane, and it's obvious that like all the women are super wealthy, but they're not at like plane level because they were excited about it. Whereas like in Beverly Hills, they're like, okay, good, we're flying, you know?
Yeah.
It's just everyone was like excited about it, so it was really funny. And they get to the house, and it's just like epic and gorgeous, and they're wasted. Like they're just not. Brandy is wasted because Brandy's like, I literally haven't slept in 3 months. Like this 2-day trip is everything, and she puts all of her eggs in this trip, and it's like so exciting for her. And her and Stephanie share a room, and Cameron obviously just out of nowhere goes, I can't believe like you kept your baby a secret. Like I was so upset and like left out.
What?
And like Brandy, like I mean I don't know what it's like to have a mom, like to have a child, but like I'm sure anyone saying even something remotely negative like affects you and you're drunk. Brandy didn't even, and she literally got up and started hysterically crying and got into bed and went to sleep. Like she was so upset. And Stephanie's just defending her, and she's like, we can't just like sit around and like bash someone's baby. And Cameron thought she said, you're bashing someone's baby, which she didn't. And Cameron goes off. She said she doesn't want Stephanie in her house anymore. And Stephanie's like trying to say, I didn't say that. By the way, even if she did say that, she's entitled. Like, but she didn't say it, and it's like, and I think they showed a preview for next week. I'm 90% sure Stephanie goes home. Stephanie gets into a car by herself, and then all the other ladies go skiing, and she's not there. Because Cameron is out of control. Like Cameron is very, like she's not smart. She's not interesting, but she's very talented. And do you want to know what her talent is? She has this innate ability to make everything, even someone else adopting a baby, about herself. It was the most atrocious thing. And like, I know you could just think of it as this moment, but that moment is so perfectly encapsulates what is wrong with Cameron. Like, it's like this amazing time in Brandy's life. Like her and Brian went through this like hard time, and like this baby has brought them together, and like it's just amazing. She's so happy, and like she's different. And Brandy's trying this whole day to like be fun with Cameron, and like they played a little prank on her, and like she didn't get mad about it. Like they're really moving in the right direction. She tries to kiss her on the lips. Like it's really funny. And Cameron is just like thirsty for a storyline, and she's gonna make her bones off of Brandy's new baby, and no one is having it. Even Carrie was like, badger, because she's like, when you fight with someone, Cameron, like you badger them about this one thing. So anytime she would bring it up, the baby thing, Carrie's like, badger, and no one is on Cameron's side except like D'Andra's like kind of like just like, I don't know, I'm like annoyed with D'Andra.
But D'Andra always stays out of the fray and like is friends. She's very much a voice of reason. I have to watch now. How's Leanne? You haven't mentioned her once.
So she's not really like in the thick of it yet. She's like still pretending to do like meditation and yoga, and then I think a lot of the girls make fun of her for it, and that's her downfall. I'm pretty sure that's what happens. And she's like trying to teach them all to meditate. Her and like I think her concern is like getting back with Brandy because I think they really did have a real friendship, and I liked it.
I agree, and I'm here for like Leanne, Stephanie, Brandy.
Against Cameron. Cameron has to go. I'm sorry. Like I'm really annoyed with her. Last night really upset me. Like to even like make one thing negative about like such a positive thing in someone's life is like such a nasty thing to do. But then like to make it about you, like first of all,
they're not even that close.
That's the thing, and that's what was being said. First of all, you and Brandy fucking hate each other. You are only civil. So what? The biggest secret in her life where nobody knows, you expected you to know? You're nobody to Brandy. You're not even. You're a coworker.
You're a coworker, and not even a favored one at that.
I can't stand Cameron. And like last year, like I didn't like her just for like superficial things like the stupid dog food, but like now she did something evil. And I know people think I'm probably overreacting, but it's so indicative of what a bad person she is. Like I'm so angry about it. I'm so team Brandy, the end.
Also to say like to someone that you don't want them in your house just because they disagree with you, in any other housewives trip, everyone goes to everyone's house. Leanne took out a knife on Marie in Brandy and Stephanie's house. They never kicked her out of the house.
No, totally. Like she was just like wielding her house and her plane over everyone. Like she bought everyone monogrammed.
What's the point of having a house and a plane if you're just gonna be mean about it?
Totally. She bought everyone like pajamas to wear on the plane. And Deandra was like, I have a big fat ass. And they looked terrible on me. They were striped pajamas. So she didn't wear them. And Cameron like took personal offense to it. She's like, do you know how long it took me to get the monogram? Or like she's using all this stuff as like a weapon. Whereas like the quality of mercy is not strength. Don't do nice things for people if you're just gonna throw it back in their faces. I'd rather fly commercial.
Takes all the fun out of it. I'd rather go on spring break to Daytona.
Yeah. And Carrie was like stirring the pot a lot last night. I liked it.
You like Carrie now?
Well, when she's anti-Cameron, I'm on Team Carrie. But like Carrie brought Cameron into our lives, and she continues to defend her, except for last night. And I think that's unforgivable. But right now, I'm cool with Carrie.
Cool. I like them all. Actually, every Dallas housewife that we've met, I love so much.
No, right now I'm cool with everyone except for Cameron. And I'm starting to almost like turn on Deandra. Yeah.
Interesting.
Because there's a whole thing with her and Brandy, where she's just straight up lying.
Okay. I'm going to watch it all this weekend. I'm so excited for this long holiday weekend.
Me too. I'm going to the Hamptons at the Points, guys. So every room in his house is like named after like he's so true to his brand because he put me in a group chat with like a bunch of people staying at his house. He's like, Claudia and Ben, like you'll get there before me, so make sure to take London.
Oh, it's named after a city?
Yeah, and he's like, John, will you stay in Tokyo? Like it's like so him, like, you know?
Are the rooms themed?
I don't know, I haven't been there, so I'll let you know.
Okay. And get the tea.
Yeah,
and like
he has the best tea. He really does.
Okay, I'm so excited. We will be back here on Wednesday. We'll be releasing one more Patreon episode because the month ends tomorrow, and it's actually going to be really fun episodes. Maidens doesn't know that we're doing this yet, but he and I are going to record an episode of the show where I'm going to get his thoughts on the news of the week.
Totally. I like tried to do that with Ben once, and like when it comes like when Ben was co-hosting here, like he just has the weirdest opinions on like things that like we are connoisseurs of, like housewives. Like I think it'll be interesting to like for you to see what Zach thinks because it's really weird because like we're the same, like you and I same thoughts, but like to introduce a new opinion is like always kind of jarring.
It really is. Like when Ben was giving his opinion on deer toasters, I was like, are you just saying that because it's wrong?
Right, no, and sometimes I do think Ben says things just to be contrarian because that's very him, but he really does have like different opinions, and I'm sure Zach is going to be like very different.
It's going to be a little shocking.
Yeah, shocking.
Anyway, so if you're looking for a toast episode tomorrow, you can find it at patreon.com/themorningtoast. We will see you next week.
Wednesday.
Thank you all for tuning in. What a fun big week this was for the toast.
And just like getting back. You know, I was gone a lot, and you were gone, and now we had like pretty much a full week.
And merch.
Oh, right.
And Camp Toast is next week, Thursday. It is not too late to get your ticket.
No, there's like 5 more days until you can buy a ticket.
Link in bio at our Instagram. Password is all caps premium.
Thank you guys again for just like making this week epic, selling out the merch. We love that. We love you. We're going to continue to deliver premium content. I always say, I'm a caterer. I cater to the needs of the toasters, and I feel like we pretty much do a good job.
We're civil servants.
We're civil servants, except not for the government. Just like we're private servants.
And we forgot your toasters.
Whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching The Morning Toast. Make sure you follow The Morning Toast on Facebook and YouTube because we live stream every day, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Not every day, just Monday through Friday. And then we're also available in the podcast app for those commuters. So make sure you subscribe to us there. And that's all she wrote. Have an amazing holiday weekend and be laborious.
And make sure not to wear white after Labor Day or else you will be Josie Grossi.
I'm not Josie Grossi.
That's why I wore all white today because I didn't want to be like Josie.